it's Sharon Luska here, and it's a Scrappy Tails video, and it is Countdown to Christmas! Wah! Hark! From yonder craft room, what crazy background doth cometh. I had this piece of like roughly woven organza that just came from the dollar store here in Canada, and I thought it would make a very cool background. At least I was experimenting in my craft room, because here in Canada I'm still awaiting my craft supplies from Scrappy Tails because the mail is slightly slow. So I thought that I'd do a fun technique and show you how you can use some of your already existing Scrappy Tails supplies to make some Christmas cards and have some Christmas fun until your order shows up. So anyways, I got out my alcohol inks and I decided I was going to do kind of a mock tie-dye, and because this is really loosely woven fabric, it is going to give a really different looking technique. And I'm using some alcohol here. It's 99% alcohol. God bless the aesthetics industry for making me have that available. And this tool is going to join the ugly bin because I've now destroyed it. But luckily it's from the dollar store, and you too can get this from Dollar Tree in the US. I think it's called Dollar Tree in the US. But I'm just poking it in there because naturally I have made my hands a horrendous mess. But this beautiful piece is going to be well worth it. Now this is my busted off roll of Xyron sticker runner, and as you know I like to snap them out of the carriage so that I have just the roll of sticky paper. And I'm going to burnish this onto a 5x7 Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And I'm sorry if you can hear Ziggy digging in the background. It's his amusement for the day. So they have a million toys. They play with water bottles and they like to dig into like tile and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm just going to line this up. I'm picking out the part of the background that I really like. I will use the rest of this on other cards, but I can see the kind of splooches and splotches that I really want. It's a very subtle background. And once I get it stuck on, you can use any kind of two-sided tape product that you have that isn't colored, as long as it's clear or fairly clear. And then you could also use this over like a lightly colored background or a pattern background. Pattern over pattern would be cool. This is going to be neat because you're going to be able to see all like the little threads through it. And the threads in this organza, they're really shiny, so it's quite nice. And I'm just going to smooth this on so that it doesn't wrinkle up. And then once I've got it, I'm going to give it a good rub and burnish in with my hands. And I'm also making sure that the ink is not coming off. And luckily it's not, although I'm quite inky. I have to tell you, years ago, we were going to an event at my husband's work, and it was a big work event. It was at a big, huge hall. And I was dressed up in this gorgeous zebra print dress. And oh, we're going to be using these fairies too, and we're going to make her a dress as well. Woo woo. Anyway, so when I went to this event, my hands were stained green and red from doing ink treatments. It was quite funny. A little less funny for my husband, but more humorous for me. So this background I love. You can do so many different techniques with it, and I wanted to show you one more. We've already done the underwater scene. You could use it for a jungle scene. We've done a scene with balloons and a scene with nighttime fairies, and I think it would make a really awesome graduation, or if you entwined stars into that beautiful background, that would work too. So here's her little dress, just with a little snip and tailoring. We've got her a great sparkly blue dress so that she is attired appropriately for this seasonal card. And I cut some wings. There is a previous video that I will stick towards the end. You'll see it just kind of pop up, and it will show you how to alter this so that you can cut some wings behind the background. So I have my homemade stickles here, and I am just loading it on her hair. I thought that some shimmery 3D hair would be quite awesome. And now we're going to get these beautiful backgrounds stuck down. So I have vellum, and I have holographic silver, and then I have sparkly white paper. And I think that looks tasty delicious. Now, one of the things that I've done is I'm also going to be rotating these around so all the little tendrils are not stuck behind each other, that they actually stick out from different points on my project. So I'm putting the glue on the face of this piece, and then I'm going to be sticking it literally upside down, but nobody's going to know that it's upside down, and we're not going to tell them. Now I have one extra piece of holographic foil paper cut out here with the tendrils, because it is the most obvious or most eye-catching tendril. I wanted to make sure that we had those cool little curly cues sticking out at this end as well. So, and I'm just trimming it so that it can slide into place, and literally once you've got it locked in on top of that, nobody's going to be any the wiser that you've stuck that back there. So a little bit of two-sided tape, because when you're gluing two shiny surfaces, you want to use a good tacky type of adhesive like a tape or mono multi glue, but to save having a sticky mess, we're not going to use mono multi this time. We're just going to use tape. And then that's the sparkle layer that we're going to put over top. So we've done a foam outline, a thin foam frame on this one, just to give it some dimension and pop it up. And we'll line it up and get it over top of this background that is already stuck together. And I'm doing my best lining up skills here with my dirty hands. So, and then this last piece, we're just going to use some regular glue to glue it down. Now, I also got my sentiment here from Magical. This is the Fairy Greetings stamp set. Love it. And there is a die set that is super cool. Now, there is a fatter outline that goes around the stamped sentiment if you want to do that. And what I did is I actually just cut some extras in some teal foil paper, and I'm just going to do a double drop shadow so that it looks like it's got a full outline. This is a great way of expanding the usefulness of any of your word dies, and I especially love this because you stamp and that has a white outline, and then if you cut this particular die cut, then you've got an extra outline, and then if you cut the fat outline for this, it's even cooler. You can just do so many things, and all of these words in this stamp set are so fun. There's so many combinations you can make, but I like this one because magical, and then say have a magical holiday season or a magical Christmas, whichever you like. Magical Hanukkah because it's the right colors. And yeah, I just think it's totally cool. And I also wanted to say, if you are new here because you've been hopping along, I sure would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and join in on my crafty craziness. I try to have lots of fun and demo lots of different and unique techniques here, and I'm a huge fan of Scrappy Tails, and I have a special fondness for Sabrina and her designing style. She's just absolutely brilliant. Love that girl. And we've got a couple new team members. Biddy Penny, who's a crafty friend of mine, and she is just a blast. She is so much fun to craft with. And Desiree from Include a Thank You and Then Some. I gotta tell you, I've been a huge fan of her long before I made videos of my own. Let me tell you, many an hour were spent watching her create. She is a creative genius as well. We have some really amazing people on this team. Anyways, and guess what? If you like to comment on our work, go ahead and leave a comment, and there's 3 $25 gift cards that you can win from Scrappy Tails. All of the details are below, including my affiliate links too, which I so appreciate if you do use those, because that helps me in my crafty endeavors and helps support my purchases. So I'm just showing you there that I added rhinestones to the center of the snowflakes that I yanked out of my stash, and I just cut them out of the extra pieces of foil paper and added in a little bit of a teal foil paper that matches the outline of that magical there. Please do hop along. The next person will be listed below, and I do hope you will try some faux tie-dye with some of your crafty fabrics that you've got hiding in your stash. Thanks so much for joining me today. I had a blast, and I hope you did too. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here's some more My Crafty Greetings videos. Yay!